Hello there, my name is Princey. Welcome to Season 4 of Africa4Nuclear. If you are new to the show, this is a platform that takes you through the evolution of energy and how nuclear energy and its range of applications have become a driving force that can improve lives all across Africa. Myself and some of my friends across the globe are super excited to be your guide as we cut across through all intersections of nuclear energy. Today we are joined online by a good friend of mine, Paris, all the way in California. Paris will be helping us understand the importance of advocacy in the nuclear industry for the development of nuclear programs. Paris, welcome and thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you. I wish I was there with you in person, but over Google will have to do for us.
Paris, please tell us a bit more about the Stand Up for Nuclear.
So Stand Up is the world's first international pro-nuclear movement. And what we do is solely advocate for the protection and expansion of nuclear energy around the world. And one of the ways that we mainly do that is by hosting these events. And then after we do an event, momentum continues, actions continue. And so when you do an event, you're immediately connected to an international network of allies that are doing the exact same thing in different places around the world.
Paris, as Africans, what can we do to expand Stand Up for Nuclear to more and more countries?
Well, I'd like to start by saying that countries within the African continent, I would say, have the most to gain from joining Stand Up for Nuclear. And I would say any country or any group, individual that participates will set the precedent. I think if any event comes from countries in Africa, it will not only set precedent for countries that are in similar economic backgrounds, such as yourselves, but also will inspire those that are in other rich developed nations that are currently participating in what we're now calling, right, is climate colonialism. So I think African countries can continue to rightfully speak up for their interest in nuclear energy and other technologies that they choose to pursue. And one of the ways that you can do this, I think, will allow you to reclaim the narrative and choose your own course, as every other nation has in the past. So what I would say is that speak up, reach out, and join the movement, because once you join, we can figure out what the best course of action is for your country.
Paris, you and I know that organizing Stand Up for Nuclear can be intimidating and overwhelming. So for those African countries who would still want to join the movement, what kind of support is available for them so that they can also tap into the knowledge and information of this global network?
I would say it's very simple. I would say reach out, and once you commit and are interested in wanting to do an event or an action, we'll call it an action because we have a broad range of things we can do. What I can promise is that we will be there every step of the way. We will provide you with all the resources that you need to put on an event, how it works, the schedule, what you will need. And it's basically calls like this that we do with each ally. Every group, we have a special I would say a group messaging chat that we have solely for your group. And then what I can promise, which I think is the most beneficial thing, is once you do an event, you go through the process, we cry, we talk about it, and you do it, you're instantly put in contact with this international network. And then we help you continue the momentum after that, which is the most important part.
Let's briefly speak about the importance of advocacy in the nuclear industry.
So if some of your viewers may know that the nuclear industry is not necessarily the best at communicating, I would say that the narrative and beautiful story that nuclear energy needs is not there, but we've seen it with other technologies like renewables, like solar and wind. And so just going off that basic fact, I think that's why it's so critical that people that are interested in nuclear and believe it needs to play a part in the energy transition need to advocate. And when we say advocate, it means stepping outside your house, stepping out behind your computer and actually engaging with people that are not of your same background. And it also means engaging and showing up with your community, like these events that we do.
Paris, I just want you to emphasize on Stand Up for Nuclear as a movement and a revolution, as opposed to just a communication tool, because oftentimes people think that this is just another way of communicating nuclear, not realizing that we are in a revolution here.
Advocacy takes many forms. Within my day-to-day life, I'm always, thinking of nuclear energy because it is my background. But energy, as you have beautifully stated in your series, is the foundation of society, and so many countries need it. And so with nuclear energy, it touches every facet of every life. And why wouldn't we advocate for that? Like that, we need to advocate for that every single day. And especially as women, we are the ones that bear the burden. When things don't go right and energy's not there, as you've told me stories, women are the ones that are, that suffer the most. One thing to mention is that all the people that have been reaching out to us within these countries are young individuals. Like some are engineers, some are physicists, some are in the industry, and then they bring on their friends, and all have said, "Oh yeah, I know Princey from South Africa." And I'm like, "Oh, I met, she's my friend, I know her." So you are well known, and so we can always point them to you if we need any resources, which I know we'll inevitably need.
Paris, thank you so much for joining us here today and talking to us about Stand Up for Nuclear and the wonderful work you do.
Hopefully see you in person, but I appreciate it. I love this.
Until next time, lisaleng hantle.